wondered why your hips are tight no matter how many stretches you do, it could be because stretching is a nice thing to do, but it might not actually be the fix that your hips need to feel better. So when it comes to our hip muscles, we need to think that there are a lot of muscles involved that actually help us with our lower body. And sometimes we will feel tension in the front of our hip, but we aren't really thinking about the back of the hip, the sides of the hip. So there can be a lot of reasons as to why we actually feel pain in one specific area, but it could be because the surrounding areas are not so happy. Now, if you have a good level of fitness and you are able to do lunges or split squats, this is going to be a really good exercise for you to try, because we're basically going to take your lunge or split squat and just slightly tweak it. If you aren't at the level that you can do lunges or split squat, feel free to stick around for another date, because I will have another thing to share with you. But in the meantime, we're going to get into how you can transform your lunge or your split squat so you can really start feeling a lot of pain and start feeling so much better around your hips and have a lot more freedom to spend time training or just living the life that you love. So chances are, if you've done lunges or split squats before, they probably look like this. Maybe holding a weight on either side, and you're just going up and down. And while this is a great thing to do, sometimes we can become a little bit too redundant with the exercises that we're doing, and they're not really helping us with our day-to-day life activities like running, walking, or moving around the house, or doing other functional tasks. We need to really start thinking about how our hips actually are designed to rotate. And we want to include exercises that promote strength and rotation and overall just good movement habits. So I'm going to challenge you, when you're in a lunge or a split squat stance, to try seeing if you can think about how your torso needs to move with your hips when you do this exercise. And my favorite way to do this is just by bringing one arm in front. So rather than having your hands stiff by your side and back really tight, just allow your shoulders to relax and just allow your arms to feel free so they can swing. Because as we go down into the split squat or lunge, we're gonna bring our arm in front. So in this case, my right arm's in front, my left hip's going back, and my left palm is back. So I'm feeling that chest stretch, I'm feeling my arm work, and then as I come up, my left arm comes forward, and I have this tiny little bit of rotation. And then as I come down, the right arm comes. Notice how I have that tiny little bit of rotation. And then again, tiny bit of rotation as I come up. The great part about this as well is that you'll feel maybe your inner thighs working, your whole deep core muscles lifting you up from this part. And then as you come back down, you feel your back of your hips stretching. So in the beginning, when I mentioned how you sometimes have all these other muscles that we need to think about that could be contributing to pain, and it might not just be that you need to stretch that pain spot, there could be a variety of muscles that need a little bit of TLC. So just think about rotating from that hip and notice how your trunk moves with you as you do this movement. And if it doesn't feel comfortable, I want you to make sure that as you bring your hip back, that you feel maybe a little bit of a stretch in the back over here if you are quite tight. However, if you're not very tight, you might not feel a stretch in the back, and that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. It's just really relative towards your situation, which I don't know at this exact time. So as I switch over to the other side, so you can have a peek, you can see sending my hip bones back and then coming up. Eye gaze looks at my thumbs pretty much the whole time. This is a really good way to kind of just help my overall alignment. And as you can see, nice movement in the rib cage and the hips. Breathing in and out through the nose if you don't have to talk like me. So breathe in here, exhale here. Breathe in, exhale. So next time your hips feel a little bit of grief or pain in the front, try doing this lunge, see how it happens. And if you happen to be out, maybe going for a walk, and your hips are in a little bit of pain, think about that rotational movement that's happening when you're doing that lunge, and ask yourself, do you feel that movement happening when you're walking? So it's a little bit hard to do when I'm on camera, walking, but you get the gist. A little bit of practice of these lunges or split squats, and they will do you so good.